And welcome back. We're picking where we left off last time in Subnautica, where we're in the Cyclops. If memory serves, we surfaced a little bit closer to the surface because the Cyclops was running a little low on power. We got like 755 power in the Cyclops at the moment. We've got 5.5 batteries to charge. So I did some checking between streams because we were wondering, for example, where is all the nickel ore? Those of you who know where the nickel ore are probably laughing at, or were probably laughing at me in the last stream. The nickel ore, we basically went past the nickel ore multiple times. The answer to where is all the nickel ore is when we were in the underground river, the Green River. Yeah, it's in the river, so you need to take the prawn suit into the river to check for it. And because I thought that stuff looked corrosive, because it is for the sea moth, but isn't to the prawn suit apparently. Um, didn't think to look in the river. It's all in the river. So we're gonna get some more power in the Cyclops, and then we're gonna go back down there and mine us some nickel ore. Pretty much, I think everything we need is down in that river. So basically, we need to get the base set up in that river so we can, instead of having to go back to the main base every time we want to recharge the Cyclops, so the prawn suit can do what it's saying. We can probably get the prawn suit to locations. We need to set the base up down there where we can get the nickel and such. Probably the easiest solution to that is actually, once we get the base set up, well, one of the ways I can power the base is actually by running thermal power, because there's some warm spots down there. So we'll probably try to do some thermal power stuff today as well, instead of biopower, if we can. And I suppose I'll use this game's equivalent to power poles, which I haven't used before, to get the power from the hot lava area up to our base to power the power cell charger, so we can run our power cells faster. And this is a long way to swim. What I might do is I might take the Cyclops back, or the sea moth back. Because part of the other part of the base here, or putting the base there, so we can put a moon pool down there. So we can take the sea moth out to do things higher up, and then we have the Cyclops and the prawn suit for down below. Yeah, pretty much everything we need, we should be able to find down there. It may not be the quickest to find some of the stuff down there. It's a slightly different problem, but everything we need, we should be able to find down in the underwater river, given enough time. Yeah, grab some food. I suppose I can actually cook or eat some of the potato plants, so I don't instantly need to catch any food. Wait, let's get the power cells charging while we're here. That's what we came up for. Let's pick up the alien flora, so we got a little bit more space for potato plants. Okay, so what do we want to take with us? Actually, let's go retrieve the thermal plant we've already put out. Because that would be a good thing to take with us, take a snake stuff to make a thermal plant. Now the question is, where... I left the thermal plant in the closest thermal vent. I don't remember exactly where that is. You know what, just ask the sensor room to go find it for me. That'll probably be quicker. You know what? Planter soul, okay. So we're gonna throw this in the bio reactor so the bioreactor has more power. So we don't run out of power trying to charge these cells efficiently. There we go. There's the heat area, and that's probably the one I put it in. Oh, well, that's the heat area. There's my thermal plant. Oops. Just cooked myself, which wasn't the plan. I'm not sure if I actually lost anything. It didn't tell me I lost anything, so I would not be surprised if I didn't. Okay, let's try that again and not cook ourselves. So the thought process was we've got a thermal plant down there. With the bits from the thermal plant, to build a thermal plant in a place that isn't trying to cook us, that we can actually hook up with some power poles semi-reasonably. Okay, so there's our plant, so we'll wait for another eruption, and then we'll go down and retrieve it. Didn't quite. Forgot the key to pick it up. So right to interact, but or right to use the tool, but when you're trying to disassemble things, it's Q to disassemble. Okay. There we go. So I now have, check quickly, all the bits we need for a thermal plant. Oh, I suppose nearly dying devoided us of like half our food. Okay, that's not ideal, but we can work with that. Again, we can just grab a bunch of potatoes and bunch those down. Okay. So, then the next thing, is in addition to that, we're going to be wanting to run a lot of power transmitters. Gold, titanium. Okay, so we need to shove our Seamoth as much gold and titanium as we can reasonably source. Gold's pretty easy. The titanium... Oh no, that's lead. Titanium... Actually, we have a decent titanium already. And there was titanium... Well, titanium and probably some gold mines down there. So we'll just take what we've got here, load the Seamoth up with it. Because we can get down to where we want the base to be with the Seamoth. So we'll have to do a little bit back and forth to accelerate the transfer of our stuff. But lithium. I'm going to need that lithium, but I don't necessarily need it in the ship right now. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to bring down as much stuff as I was hoping. Because the Seamoth is, well, it doesn't have a lot of space on the best of days, and it's pretty full already. Yeah, it doesn't have a lot of space on the best of days, and it's already pretty full. What else do I want to bring down? Suppose... Might be worth trying to bring the charger down. What do I need for the charger? Does it make sense to build a duplicate? I want to remake it. Probably does make sense to make a duplicate if we can do that. Where are we looking? Interior. We don't sell charger. Advanced wiring kit, rubies, titanium. Okay, so we can make an advanced wiring kit. We probably can just find the rest of it down there. The advanced wiring kit's the hard bit. We don't have the stuff on me for an advanced wiring kit, so if we want to take it with us, we need to take it with us, physically. And what, it's like a 4-slot item? Five slots, so we need 5 slots to pick it up. Well, one of those is the titanium, so that's... Drop a titanium, drop... we haven't been using the flashlights, so I can leave the flashlight and the flare out of the Seamoth and leave those behind. And we can just take the whole charger with us, which means if we can set up in the base like I want to, we'll be fine. Oops, no, let's take the charger. Come on, there we go. Don't need the flare, don't need the flashlight. Okay, let's assemble the power cell charger because we want the bits out of it. And we hop in the Seamoth and head down.
All systems online.
And the Cyclops is that way. So I'm not quite sure the range on the power conduits. That'll be the thing that'll make this make or break for being easy to set up. And yeah, this is, as it was going the other way, this is a long swim. In this case, we're right in the Seamoth, so we'll get there decently quick because we don't have to surface to charge. Well, don't have to surface to breathe. Okay, remember we parked it right over the hole we need to take to get the Cyclops down. To set up the thermal plant, I might do that from the Seamoth, because it'll be a little bit quicker than trying to maneuver around the Cyclops. Yeah, but we are going to hop out quickly to load the 2 power cells into the Cyclops.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
Our 2 now fully charged cells. So I suppose now I do have the correct amount of power to drive this thing. For at least a little bit. Yeah, we basically have one partially depleted one. And we'll leave the surplus cells here until we get the base set up. Down we go. So what we're looking for is a hot place to set up the thermal unit, and then we want to run power conduits from there to the base that we started building, so we have power there. Then we can set up the requisite power charging facilities and stuff. May need. Okay, we're in this portion of the river. There's our base. And you know, that steam looks like that should work. Okay. Looks hot. And what we need is hot. Oh, I might not, it might need a flat spot to go down, does it? Reasonably flat spot, yeah. See if this works. Yes. Okay, so that is a working spot. And now we just need to conduit it to where we need. I don't know how close this needs to be. Let's try there to start. Okay, so it looks like line of sight's required, so that one's working. Out of titanium. Put titanium in the Cyclops. No. Okay, so that was the one thing we were short on, wasn't it? It's titanium. Huh. Okay, so technically what does look like that is in range. Let's disassemble this one, try to move this one a little bit. Power stored. Okay, so if I put that thing there, that connects to there.
All primary
Does mean, in theory, we can pop in here. Because we have air,
welcome aboard, Captain.
and we have power. And we can go and set up our power charger in here. Power cell charger in here. And now this will be a good place to, in theory, have the Cyclops closer to. We're out of titanium. I don't know why titanium go. Or did I just have a pile of lead? I got myself confused. Silver, so none of that rock type of brick. That's uranium. We're not quite ready to handle uranium yet. Lithium, not what we're looking for. Why did I pick it up if it's not what we're looking for? Don't know sometimes. Okay, well. We know we have titanium down here. Looks like a titanium nodule. We just need to bring down the Cyclops to mine it. Okay, I think... should be able to safely swim good 200, 300 meters. So this should be a safe distance to park the Sea Moth. Maybe not. Let's go a little farther. So the plan is to drop that basically into that hole, which we just came out of.
Engine powering up.
Okay. And we're gonna, because we're going straight down, let's actually first let's throw a Yui. Okay. Then we descend. A little bit of forward motion, but mostly descend. Slight warnings on bottoming out. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, this is a good place to
Powering down.
park the boat for the moment. And we're swimming for the sea moth. But we'll come down, basically park right next to that.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Down we go into the depths. When we're gonna come back up, who knows? So yeah, my plan right now is to set a moon pool up next to this. So we have a place where we can, probably the best way to describe it is, I'd say, carpool up to the surface if we need stuff back up to the surface.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
Some men and some titanium. I think that's the main thing we're going to need for the stuff we're about to build, so. And then once we've got the basic storage and stuff set up here, maybe the moon pool. We'll see what I need for the moon pool. We'll pack the Cyclops back up in the Cyclops, or pack the prawn suit back up in the Cyclops, and we'll go for where we can get nickel. Because, as I said earlier in the episode, I now know where the nickel is. It's in the Green River. And while we're in the underground river area, we're not anywhere near the Green River right now. And there's a big hole between us and the Green River, so I'm going to have the Cyclops bring the prawn suit across the hole. Yeah, it's probably enough to start for our construction. So now we need the power cells. Fabricator's table core. Well, we got one in the Cyclops, right? So we can just follow the Cyclops. Or I can go nick the table core for the Cyclops one. Wall walker, so we got space to build stuff. We may want a modification station down here at some point for the mods. Titanium, so I need another titanium and some copper. The water filtration and an aerogel. Okay. Let's see, what do I have stored here besides cells to charge? Nothing, just the cells to charge. Okay. Is it downstairs? I remember there being lockers on here. Don't think I put anything in the lockers, but I remember there being some. Yes. That's a bank of empty lockers.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Well, that's the thing I should build if we've got bits for it. Wiring kit, copper wire. Okay, so we need copper. Find copper, we need copper. Expansion wise. Moon pole. Lubricant. I'm not going back to the surface for lubricant right now, so we're not gonna set the moon pole up for the moment. The sea moth models have to be good with having the lights turned off. What was the other stuff we'd want to build here? So moon pool, but we need lubricant. Don't think I necessarily need anything building wise. We have a nice warm spot, so we've got the charger going now. Bioreactor requires lubricant. I was thinking of building a bioreactor to get in here, but I didn't think to bring a lubricant down. I don't know. So yeah, if we can find copper wire and what we need to make aerogel, we should make some of that up. Okay. That's charging, that'll be charged eventually. Okay, let's also take the more valuable stuff. We'll leave the base mostly full of titanium. And the batteries to charge, but we'll take the more valuable stuff and we'll put it in the Cyclops. Ah. Being instructed to seek liquid intake. What don't I have on me? Water. Okay, so we're going to do it sort of the haphazard way, which is eating things generates some water. Some water. It's fresh food. Yeah, hit the fish. There's the dead fish. 3 water. Okay, that's not going to be a quick way to get water. Oops. Missed the hole. Missed the hole again. There we go. No, I actually want to be on that level because that's where the fabricator is.
Vital signs.
Okay, that buys me a little bit of time. What do I need for that water maker? And I'm gonna have to have a run for it, which will be difficult in its own. Aerogel. Copper wire aerogel. Okay. So we need copper and aerogel. Aerogel is... saw part of it, which is the... ruby. Oh, and the other one's the oil. Okay. Oil's the other end. Actually, it might be worth driving the sea moth out over to get the oil then. Yeah, because we got health packs.
Seek fluid intake.
So we're already getting warned about fluid intake again. Yeah. I haven't seen any convenient bladderfish to turn into water.
Vital signs stabilizing.
So there's a ruby. There's what a half I need for the thing is. Well, quarter, I suppose. Wait, what do I need? Making sure I'm going to the right place first. Aerogel. Gel sack. Wait, what I'm thinking of is not... gel sack is it? Was that down here? I'm gonna assume no. So let's go up and get some bladderfish, just so we can get water that way. Instead of running for gel sacks that I'm not sure they're where they think they are. Looking at the time, I should go ahead and put a part break in shortly. So if you're watching on YouTube, there will be a part up after this part. We're gonna... If I can get everything done, I want to try to get the game done today. We'll see if I'm able to do that. From a story perspective, we got 2 bases to explore, so it really just comes down to, can I get the depth increases quickly enough? Which could be really quick, or it could take quite a while. And I'm not sure which one of those is going to be until we find out. So, yeah. Actually, this is probably the best place to pause. Pausing in here. If you're watching on YouTube, they'll be put up tomorrow. Sorry, Short Shatter, I just noticed your chat. I'll respond to it after I finish doing the outro for the break here, the part break here. If you're watching on Twitch, obviously, feel free to hang around. I'm going to take a short break, and then we'll be right back to recording. Until next time, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part. Bye for now.